Welcome to My Long Island TV. From Manhasset to Montauk, we have traveled our communities to bring you the following events. I'm your host, Waldo Cabrera. My Long Island TV starts now.
Long time ago, there was once a vision, and they said one day the children will cry. And that day is today. Our children are crying, and they need help.
Buffalo Nation is about the saga and the history of the American Indians in Indian country and the injustices and genocide that we have done to these people and that we continue to do. When do we start drinking?
I started when I was 16.
Well, I had been on Pine Ridge in 1994 and presented about 3 or 4 workshops with a colleague of mine on alcoholism and the underlying issues. But each year I went back to Pine Ridge. It was more disorganized. The people were not doing as well as they had been doing.
Nobody cannot make no career on the reservation, even though there is a college right there.
South Dakota is a huge state with very few people and very little to do. And now you, in the middle of all that, in the poorest county, you have an isolated reservation, which is the second largest in our country, with no resources, nothing coming in and nothing going out. And what's going to happen? This is going to happen. This movie shows exactly what happened. After going down there 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and I started meeting other people. And I actually enlisted Alfred Leftwich, who was a security officer. He had this connection, and he actually did some of the filming because he lives there, and there was no way I could have gotten some of this footage that he was able to get for me. Alfred was actually the one that got the gang footage. I said, "How did you get the gang footage?" He said, "I was on the phone." He said, "They kept thinking I was on the phone." And I said, "Oh my God." So it was really important that people were involved from the reservation.
And I come home and I feel like something was wrong in my home, where I call my grandson and he knows right where I wash my clothes, do laundry, where he wanted me to see him angry.
I think at this point we really need to focus on the children, and that's why I said the children are crying, because the children have been sacrificing themselves by committing suicide at a rate of 150% greater than mainstream America.
So they took hundreds of children off the reservation and sent them to many different boarding schools. Well, one boarding school is located in Pennsylvania.
The American Indians are not part of our society. They've never been integrated into our society, and they don't want to be. So they wanted their heritage. This was their land, their country, their values. There's a lot of shame there as well. You know, why couldn't we do it? And there's a lot of rage. Look what you did to us. And in both cases, they're right.
So I went in the bathroom. I got these bottle of pills out. I took the whole bottle.
People just wanted to tell me their story. When you don't have anybody that cares, and you have a person from New York that's willing to come and really listen to what they had to say and let them know how important it was, and that I was honoring them by doing that.
I'm even actually at this point, seeing the documentary, still trying to understand, even after the whole document.
It almost looks like there's no hope, so it's really, something's got to change, certainly.
This is my 3rd time seeing the movie, and each time I see it, I learn something different. And each time I see it, I become emotional. It brings tears to my eyes.
I would hate to just, okay, now I go on back to my life. I feel like I really have to get some message out there, just my little part.